technology, engineering, mathematics, humanities for innovation of impact. Right here at Mount St. Mary's College, Namagunga, we take you into what the school is doing to play a complementary role towards the competence-based curriculum. Now, the competence-based curriculum continues to actually encourage and initiate a progress where hands-on, where critical thinking, where communication is taken and given a priority. The school here is doing different projects to ensure that girls take lead, girls participate, but also girls be part of the critical thinking environment and contribute towards community impact. Now we take you into what we have for this episode. Mate and her classmates are senior 2 students who are driving innovation by use of plastics and polythene to create and build stronger houses. We get to understand what role they are playing in innovation, but also making sure that they are able to put the curriculum competence-based into perspective. Hello Mate, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Kindly introduce your name to us.
My name is Mate Anne Louise and I'm in senior 2.
Yes. So we'd like to know about your project. I see so many amazing things here, but I would like to know what is this about and why did you choose this particular project?
First of all, our project name is use of plastic bottles and polythene bags to make roofing materials. Why we chose to make this project is that we analyze the situation in Uganda, not only Uganda but all over the world, whereby many people actually, are using polythene bags once and they dispose them off. However, in semi-arid areas, just like Karamoja, they use grass-thatched houses. However, this grass is biodegradable, which means that it is not durable, it rots within a month, and it's tiresome to change the grass every month. So, we tried to find a solution to these problems together. We collected polythene bags from our environment, both the water and the land. We twisted them in this kind of manner. As you can see, it is twisted to make them stronger and more durable. Then we used nylon rope and binded them together. Personally, here we used a lot of strength. It needs a lot of manpower to pull the veras tightly together to seal all the holes in the roof. However, even though we pull them together, we might end up with some holes in our house. So we decided to coat the polythene bags with a layer of white paint. We chose white because white can reflect heat. That means that inside the house, the heat inside the house will be generally low and it is more comfortable when the house is cooler. This is house 1. For house 2, we decided to use plastic bottles.
Yes.
Plastic bottles too are non-biodegradable. However, they allow light to pass through. So we decided to make the ceiling of our house out of mud, grass and broomsticks, whereby the grass is a poor conductor of heat and it will prevent too much heat from being taken into the house, making it cool. The broomsticks support the mud, and the mud generally acts as a binding factor of the grass to prevent it from falling apart.
Interesting. What about this? What is that?
So this is generally derived from this house number 2, because we cut the upper and lower part of the plastic bottles and we obtain these. But since we are trying to solve a problem in the community, we can't just throw this back to the community since we will not be solving any problem. So we used our parabolic mirror. The parabolic mirror is generally a curved mirror or a curved surface made of shiny materials which reflect heat into one focus, and the area around the focus is generally hot. So we got our the remainder parts of the bottle and we melted them using the parabolic mirror, since the heat is concentrated to one point. So we can get a saucepan and put it on the point of focus to heat our materials. Then when the materials melted, we put sand into the plastic to make this. Generally, this can be used as pavers which prevents us from over mining. So this project also prevents over mining, hence conserving our environment. So this slab can be used as pavers or it can be used as a fence. That's how we were able to use the whole concept of these materials.
Interesting.
So,
Thank you. So as we wind up, are there any challenges that you faced?
yes, we faced some challenges. Like, for example, when we were cutting our materials, we were using sharp objects, so it's very easy to get cut. So we have to be able to be careful by using protective gear like gloves. Furthermore, when we were pulling our string, remember the string is a bit small in size, so it can actually hurt the hands. So we had to use rubber gloves to pull the string since we need a lot of energy.
Lastly, any precautions that you would give to people who intend to do the same?
Yes. If you intend to use these houses, you can further improve your house or modernize it by putting woolly materials inside the house. In case excess heat managed to pass through the plastic and the mud and was trapped into the house, remember, since this is a poor conductor of heat won't be allowed to get through easily. So inside will accumulate more heat. So you are advised to use woolly materials as the ceiling inside.
At Senior 2, if we are able to actually think of this. But also we do appreciate the initiative, and you guys are doing so well. And also for the competence-based curriculum that is encouraging hands-on. Girls as young as these ones, making sure that they are able to contribute towards environment sustainability. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. It's been nice having you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Agriculture is the backbone of Uganda, and we well know the influence or the impact that pesticides do have when it comes to people trying to grow their crops and expecting the best. I am with a team of young girls in Senior 3 with Amuge, and she'll be able to introduce herself later. But they're trying to find a solution in terms of how best do we actually repel these pesticides. And I'm going to start it off with you. Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
What is your name? Tell us your name and who you are and your sister.
My name is Amuge Charlotte. My teammate is Namutani Rihanna. Our project is organic pesticide. So we got this project after thinking about some of the problems our country faces.
What is the project name, and why particularly did you think of this project?
The project name is Organic Pesticide. We thought about this project generally because in the country some of the problems we face, one of the main problems we face is food insecurity. By this I mean there is food, but we don't have it in the right amount, the right quality. We may have it today, but it will not be there tomorrow. And sometimes it's not economically accessible, that is, we are not able to buy it due to the pricing fluctuations. But through this project, we want to go deep into that, by which food insecurity is caused as a result of poor crop yields caused by pests that harm the crops, leading to poor crop yields.
Interesting. So you're talking about organic pesticides.
Yes.
Looking at this, how did you come up with all this, and what is this?
So, in our requirements, we use natural things such as onions, garlic, dish soap, rosemary, neem leaves, and chili. So these different things have different components that work together to disrupt the normal functioning of the pests, leading to its death.
So I see liquid and all this. If you could explain to us what they are.
So these different liquids, this is the after effect of making them. These things, the fresh ones were washed and then we cut them into small pieces and then we mashed them. But you can blend them if you have a blender. And then we mix them with soap and water alongside chili. And then in the end we left with this mixture, which works on the pests and kills them.
Did you face any challenges, maybe like finding some of the materials, or?
All these materials are found in our environment, that is the kitchen. You can get them from our gardens and they are cheap. So this project is cheap. And another advantage of this project is this pesticide doesn't have any effect to the soil or the plant. That is to say, it actually boosts the plant's growth, since these things actually have different nutrients. They add nutrients to the leaves, thereby leading to production of more leaves, bigger fruit stems, high crop yield. Yeah.
So how would you encourage people to either do the same, or how accessible do you think this can be made in every home?
I think this can be made accessible because in our daily life we use onions and garlic to cook food. Neem leaves are found in different compounds. They grow wildly. Same goes for rosemary. Rosemary is a herb. This soap is found in the kitchen because you use it for washing utensils. And chili, you can either find it around your community or you can have it in your kitchen as a spice for food. So it's very accessible.
Interesting.
And all households should use this, especially farmers. This shall help them improve instead of going for other things such as synthetic pesticides like ambush, rocket. These things could burn your crops and you'll end up with nothing. So you actually advise you to use this. It's cheaper and it actually is safe and effective. You'll have more gain, not just what you'd get like the pest dying. It's actually beyond the pest dying is the soil shall be healthier, that is more nutrients, and the plant shall grow more and you end up with higher yield. Let's say you use it on maize, you'd end up with over 10 sacks rather than the 2 sacks you'd end up if you use synthetic or others. Though other people have tried to make organic pesticide, there's a chili spray, there are some things you find in your supermarket, but when you use this specific combination, the chili, the onions, the garlic, the dish soap, the rosemary and the neem, you actually have more benefits. It actually reduces the disease-causing organisms on the plant, hence reducing the risk of transmission of diseases in the plant. And it also kills pests as well as boosts the soil health. So it also acts as a fertilizer.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for thinking about this project. And also we hope someone watching out there should be able to take on the initiative. The ingredients are simple. I can see onions, I can see garlic, I can see chili, which means that we are able to access them to ensure that we be part of this project. But thank you so much, Amuge. Thank you so much, my sister Rihanna here, for having this beautiful presentation. And we hope people watching will be able to benefit from this. Thank you so much. It's been nice meeting all of you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Environmental degradation and carbon emissions continue to put lives at a problem and a challenge. I'm joined by Ashley Kaya, who is going to be able to tell us about their project, which is referred to as the carbon dioxide filter, and shall be able to understand what exactly are they solving. Hello Kaya, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Yes, kindly say hello to our viewers and tell us your name.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kaya Ashley. I'm in Form 3.
Yes. What is the name of the project?
This is a carbon dioxide filter.
Okay, carbon dioxide filter. Why particularly this project out of the millions of projects that you could have thought about?
Okay, so worldwide, there has been a noticeable amount of carbon dioxide increasing, and this is because of the machines that we are using, including the vehicles, in restaurants, combustion from chimneys, industries. So our only way to stop all of this was to make a carbon dioxide filter. So the carbon dioxide in the environment is increasing because it's a greenhouse gas basically. And these greenhouse gases can form a blanket over the world. So when they form the blanket, when the sun emits its radiations into the earth, it's supposed to be re-emitted by the land. So when it's re-emitted by the land, it's not able to pass through because the carbon dioxide gases and the other gases like methane and nitrogen dioxide are forming a really strong blanket. So now this blanket traps the heat. And now this heat starts warming up in the environment, and that's why it starts causing global warming, melting of glaciers, causing a lot of floods, prolonged drought periods, and these are really dangerous to people because they start having famine people fall sick and others lack water. So the only way to stop all of this was for us to make the carbon dioxide filter, so that it can help us trap the carbon dioxide and make it into something more useful.
Yes. So did you have people who helped you out, or was it just your thinking and the team?
So we had a team, yes, me and my team. We didn't do all this alone because we had to consult from our teachers as well. So our teachers gave us more ideas and the best way suitable to make our setup. Yes.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, and you're doing so well.
Thank you.
Let's listen in from Mariana, who has also been part of this same project, to be able to share with us.
So good afternoon, everyone. For our simple carbon dioxide filter, we used a box as our combustion chamber, and in this box we find a paraffin lamp, and this paraffin is a hydrocarbon, meaning that when it's burnt it produces carbon dioxide, and the combustion process leads to the formation of soot. As you see here, our filter funnel is black. The filter funnel acts as a chimney, and it's black because of the soot, because the soot is basically unburnt carbon particles, and due to adhesion forces they get attached to the walls of the filter funnel, and then carbon dioxide and other gases after combustion of the paraffin move up through a delivery tube into our reaction chamber. In our reaction chamber we find calcium hydroxide, which is an alkali, and carbon dioxide is an acid. So the reaction that takes place between an acid and an alkali leads to the formation of a salt and water only. For our salt we have calcium carbonate, and we can see it here from calcium carbonate forms a white precipitate. We can see it here from our previous tryouts of the whole process, and this white precipitate means the reaction has taken place and the carbon dioxide has been neutralized. So in a test tube there at the end of the delivery tube we have lime water. So the gas that's produced after the whole reaction flows through the delivery tube into the lime water, and we see that this lime water stays colorless, meaning that the carbon dioxide has been emitted and we have purified air.
Welcome back, and this is Annabelle joining us to explain to us her project as well. And her project is under the eucalyptus oil from eucalyptus trees. We would like to know eucalyptus leaves, and would like to know what exactly is the impact of this project. Hello Annabelle, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Kindly tell our viewers your name and which class you are in.
My name is Lapoch Annabelle and I'm in Senior 4A
Yes.
at Mount St. Mary's College, Namagunga.
Interesting. So what is the name of this project and why this project?
The name of this project is Extraction of Eucalyptus Oil from Eucalyptus Leaves, and I chose this project because in Uganda an average of 14 people die every day of malaria because they don't know better ways of solving the problems of mosquito bites. And well, you could say that they provide free mosquito nets, but you know, these mosquito nets are being used for fishing and others use them for making chicken houses. So this is an alternative way of making a mosquito. Okay, this is a mosquito repellent. So this is to fight the cases of malaria.
So what is the process that you go through to make sure that this is actually achieved?
Well, to extract the eucalyptus oil, we start by boiling water, as you can see this. So the steam rises through this tube from the distillating flask into the dispenser bottle. Now, steam has a heat capacity of, steam has 100 degrees Celsius from the boiling water, and it has latent heat of vaporization, which enables the volatile oil from the eucalyptus leaves to rise into this rubber tubing, and then the oil vapor and the water vapor come into the Liebig's condenser, which has an inlet pipe that lets in cold water and an outlet pipe that lets out the warm water. And water has a high specific heat capacity of 4,200 joules per kilogram per Kelvin. Hence, it condenses the oil and water mixture, which is called hydrosol. And this is what it looks like. You can see there is this oil layer on top. And if you smell it,
yes,
you realize it smells like sweet Pepsi. So yeah, it's an ingredient. And then eucalyptus oil, the way it fights malaria is because it has eucalypto that this eucalypto produces a scent that irritates the olfactory lobes of mosquitoes. Like imagine putting perfume here, you feel like oxygen supply is cut off. So that is exactly what the eucalypto does. Now, when you apply this on your skin and the mosquitoes like come, and you realize what attracts mosquitoes is the lactic acid that we produce, the carbon dioxide that we exhale, because mosquitoes can detect carbon dioxide from 50 meters away, and that's what attracts them to you. But then this eucalypto overwhelms them, and then like imagine smelling the same thing everywhere. You wouldn't really know what you want is. So the mosquito like gets confused about where the person is, so it doesn't bite you.
Yes. So lastly, what is the relevance, or how does this impact on many lives there, and how easy is it for them to make this?
So this impacts on many lives in a way that despite having a mosquito net, you realize that people still get malaria. Yes, you may say apply mosquito repellent, but why do that when you can make eucalyptus oil locally? Now, for a local person out there, you wouldn't really have these materials, so you can just get a kettle. You realize this is like a kettle. Then you can get a tank, like those things that they use for making crude ethanol, and your pipe, and then you put this into like, this can act as a basin. A basin that will cool the vapor that comes, and then your container that will collect the product. So this eucalyptus oil should be used like in a diluted way, because it's not supposed to be directly applied on the skin. So you just need 2 drops into your huge bottle of lotion, and then that is it. Like, it's very effective. And yes.
Thank you so much, Annabelle. And this is an amazing project, and also very impactful to community. Thank you so much, and we are happy and proud of you.
Thank you so much.
The government continues to advocate for recycling, but also use of biodegradable products. And joining me is Uwera Desire, a student here, who will be able to tell us what project they are doing and how are they trying to impact on community. Say hello to our viewers, Desire.
All protocol observed. It's my great pleasure to be able to bring out my view to everyone about the biodegradable plastics that we are making.
Yes, your names and class.
My name is Uwera Desire, and I'm representing my group who are 5. So I'm representing them, and we are in Senior 3, Stream D.
Thank you. So tell us, what is the name of this project, and why did you choose of all projects to do this particular one?
So the name of our project is entitled Using the Knowledge of Natural Polymers to Make Biodegradable Plastics. In what we are mainly focusing on are the carriers. Like in our day-to-day life, we are mainly focusing on polythene bags, locally known as carveras. So for us, we are bringing out something that can be used to make these carveras that is biodegradable.
Yes.
So the reason as why we chose to bring out this, it's because of the pollution that is happening, the plastic pollution. So the disadvantage that we are trying to eradicate is the fact that these polythene bags that people are using, these non-biodegradable plastics that people are using, when they are released into the soil, into water bodies, like for the soil there is no water penetration because these plastics are waterproof. And then for the water bodies, they are going to affect the cycle of the aquatic animals. And then for the air, when they are burnt, there is air pollution. And the other problem that we are trying to fight and focus on is the fact that the government has always tried to ban these polythene bags, but it has not been possible because everyone says that yes, these polythene bags are way cheaper than us adapting to the paper bags and everything. But for us, we come with an idea of using locally available materials to make this biodegradable plastic affordable to everyone.
So tell us briefly about the process. How do you come up with this?
So the process of coming up with the biodegradable plastics, we need very few materials, among which we have starch. So a source of starch, the one that we use is corn starch, like from the maize. So you crush it, and then the end product is this. So Alternatively, you can use banana peelings. In case I don't have the 4,000 that one is saying, instead of using 4,000 to make this, I can just go to the shop and buy my polythene bag. Alternatively, you can use these banana peelings. After drying them, crush them and you will end up with something like this. Since those banana peelings are also a source of starch.
Okay, what about those?
This is vinegar that we also used. We use this vinegar in our process, and alternatively, you can use pineapple juice, since both of them are a source of acetic acid that we mainly need in our process of production.
Yes.
And then the glycerol, we thought of as an available source. For example, many ladies use this for smearing, and we can use it in our extract of our biodegradable plastic. Alternatively, you can use waste cooking oil. Since at home you can make your fries, but then the cooking oil that's kind of black, you just throw it away. You can also use that waste cooking oil to make your product. So in the process of making our plastic, we are going to use these three, and we shouldn't forget the water.
Yes.
So we need a heat source. In our laboratory, we use the Bunsen burners. So after having a heat source, we get our container that we are going to use. But before putting this water, we need to put in the starch.
It's okay.
The starch. So you have the starch and then the water. You mix in all these components, but according to the procedures, like we follow measurements. So after mixing in all this, you continue stirring under a heat source. So when you are stirring, different components in our mixture that we are going to make are going to help us, because the water within helps to break the hydrogen atoms, and after breaking these hydrogen atoms, the starch molecules swell and break and rupture, producing a substance known as amylose. This amylose helps to form gel. Okay, so this gel, what we mean by gel is the kind of bubbles that come after stirring. Those bubbles indicate a gel paste that we want. So after indicating gel, it indicates that our process of
So how does the
mixing is
end product look like?
So our end product, considerably, the end product is this. So after having your paste, it's going to look like this. It's going to have a whitish color. So after having this, we put it under sunshine, a heat, like a source of heat. So under a period of 2 to 3 days, it dries and forms something that is relatively stronger and tougher than the normal polythene bags that everyone is adapting to. This structure, this polymer that we are trying to show, it's way tougher. You can even prove it. It's very tough.
Yes.
It's very tough. So all in all, our major aim is to replace these non-biodegradable plastics with these biodegradable ones that can easily take a short period of time to rot within the soil, unlike the non-biodegradable ones known as caveras that take centuries of years due to their chemical structure, since they are made of polythene products, petroleum products, for example, naphtha, that doesn't decompose in the soil, while our products are made of starch that easily decomposes in the soil. We advocate for you all to join hands and support our project.
Thank you so much, Wera. And this is amazing work, especially that we are trying to do away with polythene bags. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Drug abuse continues to be one of those that has led to issues around young people suffering. Usually people say that it is highly within the men, but also even within the girls. Joining me is Erica Mbabazi, who will be able to tell us about their project on drug abuse and also how people can be able to deal with addiction, which continues to trample on so many young lives. Hello, Erica. How are you?
Well,
hello,
thank you.
Lovisa.
I'm fine, thank you.
Yes, Erica, kindly say hello to our viewers and tell them your name.
Hello, good afternoon, viewers. My name is Erica Mbabazi, a Form 6 student at Mount St. Mary's College, Namagunga.
Yes, Erica. Why did you choose this project and what is the name of this project?
We chose this project because as part of in the senior 6th class, our project in general paper, one of our topics in the extended essay
that we have to present to UNEB, we had to talk about the impact of drug abuse in Uganda. So this sprouted the idea of having this project to sensitize the masses about it, to let them know about the different types, the push factors, the solutions, the different case studies that we have done. Yes.
So from the different case studies and maybe the process that you have gone through, could you briefly highlight on how it was like?
So from the different case studies, for example, we have Jackie Chandiru and Othman Bilali. So for Jackie Chandiru's story, she was a musician, and obviously the fame, there are so many influences that come up. Maybe the people I work with, they smoke, so you can be put into taking drugs or alcohol or sleeping or injecting yourself. So for her, one thing that we saw that stood out the most is that she called out and she said that she was going through so much with it, but a number of people were ignorant, but few people came up. So we saw it wise to sensitize people about, you never know who could be sick or who could be dealing with addiction. So we need to be able to sensitize the masses to help each and everyone. Then for Othman Bilali, for his story, it started from secondary because the Form 6 boys, to initiate them into the school, they told them they had to smoke. So fear of being bullied. He went into addiction, so it really sprouted a lot of negative effects, emotional strain on the family, financial strain on the family, shame, the prestige was lost. But yes, that's what we saw fit for the community to know, because this happens in schools. A number of people are put into drugs, the youth, post-COVID effects, because maybe my friend came back from COVID and they learned how to drink or they learned how to smoke. So I am induced into that. So now we need to let the world know about this silent enemy that is killing the youth and stopping, because for Othman, he got a government sponsorship to do law, but he stopped due to the addiction. The country has lost a chief justice. The country has lost a lawyer who could be able to redeem and be patriotic because of drugs. So we have to let the community know that this is a silent enemy killing us. So we need to do each and everything to stop it.
So when it comes to the mechanisms that you have put up in this place, could you highlight some of those that are very key that we should be able to put in our mind as young people to fight not just drug abuse, but also addiction?
First and foremost, we shouldn't judge, because this stigma causes someone to be closed in. Unfortunately, they won't be able to come out because people will be like, oh, you are drug addicts or something like that. But then we have to be able to let them know that each and everyone can help you. Create a conducive environment, say no, the right friends, the people you're surrounding yourself with. What is it that you're allowing into your system? Yes.
So also within the school setting, yes, what mechanisms can we take to ensure that drug abuse is not surfacing anywhere?
First of all, we have to ensure these other activities that you can stay purposely busy in, like sports, put in a lot of, pay attention to someone who does sports or something, to induce the students to move away from drugs or any other addiction strategies that they can take. So now they can be addicted to sports. I love playing tennis, or maybe I love basketball, things to keep my mind busy. Also, the teachers need to create a conducive environment for the students to come and speak to them, because I could have a parent at home who is doing drugs and I know about addiction, but then I may get addicted because yes, it's around me, but then if I have someone to lean on, to speak to, even my friends, people need to be conducive to be around.
Interesting. Yes. With the government's introduction of the competence-based curriculum, humanities is also integral in ensuring that we have innovation, but also continue to create awareness in this perspective. And of course, from Erica and Lavisa is to understand the impact of drug abuse, but also how we can be able to deal with addiction. Thank you so much for that amazing introduction and contribution, and you're doing so well. Thank you. Thank you, Erica. Happy to meet all of you. Health, nutrition, and feeding are very key things that we must consider in our day-to-day lives. Joining me is Varidia Hannah, a student of the Food and Nutrition Club, and who will be able to tell us what do they do, how do they do it, and how do they contribute to the nutrition of human beings. Hello, Hannah. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Yes. Kindly say hello to our viewers and tell us
Hi.
your name.
My name is Varuria Hanana Kaluvi, a student of Mount St. Mary's College Namagunga in Senior 6, offering biology, chemistry and mathematics, and I am also the project manager of the FN Club of Namagunga.
Yes. So FN Club, what is it about?
The FN Club is more than just cooking. Initially it was about cooking, but when the new council came in 2025, we made it about caring about the needy and, aside from cooking, caring about the needy and supporting the needs of the school, through our project.
Yes. So what is in this project? What do you do? Cooking, or even the more than cooking you mentioned, what is that?
More than cooking involves, our projects are cooking based and they're usually used to improve the environment. For example, we can cook and everybody contributes to the cooking, and when we sell our products, the profits and a percentage of the cash is used to pay school fees for the students in admission. It's used to donate things to the needy, and we also work together with the Red Cross Club to mobilize donations for the needy.
So talking about cooking, what exactly do you cook?
We cook a variety of things. We make juices, we make cocktails, we make milkshakes, we cook normal food, Indian food, Chinese food, we make pastries. Yeah, we make a variety of things.
So is there guidance, or you just read and then start the cooking? How is it done?
We receive a lot of guidance from our teachers, but luckily the heads of the committee are students who do FN, and a good number of the students in our school can cook. So it's more of us combining our skills together to make one beautiful project. Yeah.
Lastly, how is what someone eats important in their lives?
What someone eats is important in their lives because it determines a lot of things. Many people don't know this. Not a stereotype, but I've actually seen a number of people ignorant and just eating anyhowly. So that's another thing that the FN Club tries to do. It tries to create awareness about the things that you should eat that are healthy for your body, or if your body is not in a position to intake certain things that will cause harm, we try to create awareness on these things. And when we are cooking, we take into consideration the different types of people and the different conditions. For example, when we were making our cakes this morning, we knew that parents were coming, and we know that we have a few diabetic students, so we really minimize on the sugar, even on the juice. But that's why we mainly use like ripe pineapple, so that we don't use sugar. So you're receiving the nutrition with minimal damage. That's just an example. Yeah, so we use, and the good thing is most of the FN students, actually all of us, we do biology, so we are very knowledgeable. So we apply our class knowledge and
Thank you so much, Hannah, and for that amazing work that you're doing.
Thank you.
It's been nice having you on this show.
Thank you.
Project planning is very key in terms of any organization or want to run any project. As we have been talking about the idea around projects that have been initiated but also that have been done right here, we get to invite Mr. Ongom, who has been at the forefront to ensure that these projects actually do run. We want to know from him, how was he able to do it, what inspired this, but also what criteria did they use. And now we get to listen in from him. Hello, Mr. Ongom. Yes, how are you?
I am fine.
You're welcome to this show.
Thank you.
Kindly say hello to our listeners and viewers and tell us who you are.
My name is Ongom Haxi Vasco, the patron of Science and Technology Namagunga. The education exhibition is done annually. This year we have 43 projects and then 12 exhibitions.
If you could explain to us the difference between the projects and exhibitions.
The projects were programs that were designed to solve specific problems in society using an integrated knowledge from various subjects. So you combining so many subjects in one, and you solve a problem. While exhibition, mostly we are trying to educate people They were using an already done work, but trying to reinforce and educate people on how to maybe eradicate diseases and others. So that is the difference between the exhibitions and the projects that we had.
So talking about projects and exhibitions, what was the motivation, but also how did you come up with these specific projects? Because I understand there are so many issues in the community which you might not actually have answers to at the time, but why specifically these ones, and how did that get informed?
That is responding to the current development in our curriculum. Our curriculum has been designed that the children get competence. These competence are meant to solve problems in our environment. So as they go through the curriculum, they are taught on how to identify problems and then get ways of solving the problems. So all through their lessons, they are encouraged to do that. So the children normally sit down, look at their environment, and identify problems that are affecting us in the community. Then they come up with a solution based on what they have learned. So that is what the children normally do. It is the design of the curriculum.
So talking about these projects in terms of how many were able to apply, or is it that anyone who actually had a project was able to exhibit? But if not, on the other hand, how were you able to do the mechanism of sieving out or saying this is one that should be on now and maybe this one can wait later?
The projects are not, they take a long time. They take a long time. The children go through because there is what they want to achieve. Okay? So as they work towards that goal, if it is not achieved, normally they pull out. So there is no criteria of saying you leave out, but it is the children who see that this was the goal, this is what I wanted to solve, but it's like these ideas I've gathered cannot solve it. So they pull out. Then those ones whose ideas can still solve the problems they have identified continue up to the final stage.
Now, as a teacher, how easy is it in terms of assessment? If you had particularly maybe objectives, do you think that having these projects actually showcased today has made a certain percentage what you intended to achieve?
I think largely, if we look at what the projects did, we would likely say we have achieved. Because if you can have 42 projects that have managed to solve not one problem, but 42 different problems, then largely we can say we are on the correct track.
So if you can also comment on the perspective around competence-based curriculum in terms of fronting the idea around STEM vis-a-vis humanities.
Our projects are not STEM and humanity. The projects are integrated, meaning humanities are in, even the STEM is in. So we don't use specific categories. We are now generalizing. We are using an integrated approach where arts, sciences are all inclusive. So, like for example, if a child designs a project, the child must be ethical enough to know that this project can cause pollution. And pollution is geography, which is regarded as humanity.
Yes.
This project can cause division in society, that is arts. So the child must safeguard against that so that it is sustainable development, not orienting yourself to one direction. Because science without our social life still is useless.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Ongom.
You're welcome.
I hope that this perspective of project management, but also the work that you're doing in terms of encouraging girls, inspiring them, continues even way beyond from now. Thank you, and it's been an honor having you on this conversation.
Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon, sister, and kindly introduce yourself to us.
Good afternoon to you. I am Sister Regina Navawanuka, belonging to the Congregation of the Little Sisters of St. Francis, commonly known as Nkokonjeru Sisters. I am the head teacher of Mount St. Mary's College in Namagunga.
We are happy to be at Mount St. Mary's College Namagunga and would like to know what is the school about, and especially in terms of today's curriculum fair.
Today we are having our annual academic fair. It used to be called Annual Science Fair, but we felt it good to be inclusive, to bring humanities on board. So it is now referred to as the Annual Academic Fair. And today our theme is Innovation for Impact, Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, Mathematics as engine for sustainable economic transformation. Mount St. Mary's is well known for many things. Success in academics, in sports, in discipline. And I think this is why it has stood the test of time. And many people would wish to have their children here. The children have, we call them ladies. They have exhibited many things, just as you have seen, and we encourage them to do so. They innovate their own projects, and these projects must be problem-solving projects. They look at a problem in society or a challenge, and they come up with the solutions, just the way you have seen.
When you talk about innovation, how easy was it to come up with these projects, and what particular projects were they dealing with, and has it been easy for the school, or how supportive was it?
The projects, the girls had to come up with their own projects, helped by their teachers in the different departments. The school has supported them financially, but I must also appreciate the fact that many of the parents have also come on board to support the girls. The SESEMAT activities, national and Mukono, have also been key because they are the adjudicators we have had for the day. So it has been a combination of many factors that have brought about the success of today.
When you talk about the competence-based curriculum, and particularly to a girl child, what does it mean to you?
To me, it means that the curriculum is out to bring a person who is equipped to survive in society. They are no longer job seekers, but job creators. By the time the girl goes out of this system, she's able to do something that will help her survive, something that will help her support the community in which she lives. And I must say the curriculum is really very good. And the girls have embraced it very well. They're very, very innovative.
When you talk about sustainability of the projects that have been showcased, how easy is it going to be for someone, even after school? Is it that the school does a follow-up mechanism, or is there a way the school ensures that it keeps them in check?
Unfortunately, we have not had it. We are just thinking about how to sustain these projects, because in the past we have had very good projects, but they have been presented, everybody has praised them, and that is the end. We have not had a system of following them up, but it has been an outcry, and we are going to try as a school to see how we can sustain these projects.
Critical thinking and communication is very key in terms of presentation of these projects, but also being able to put work together. To what extent does the school offer the same to these skills to the students to be able to stand out?
Yeah, the school offers these skills to a great extent because the girls are encouraged to come up with personal projects, projects that are authentic and personal to them, For example, if a person brings a project that has already been presented in the past years, that one is not accepted. But I must appreciate the teachers because they are the brain behind this. The girls come up with their projects, the teachers vet them with a council of students, and they pass them. So they must be original projects.
So in terms of assessment of progress of these projects and those that have not been able to take part in these projects, is there a way they are able to tap into the same conversation as well?
Yes, they do, because the teachers move along with the students and help them to develop these projects. And those that have not been presented today are going to be developed for the next year's academic fair. Because if you tell them that this one is rubbish, it discourages them. But we tell them, hold it, we shall work on it and see that we present it for next year.
What 1 or 2 words would you give to young girls out there, especially those that are scared of taking on the science courses?
My word to the girls is that they can work as well as the boys or even better. Because what I've seen the girls present today is unbelievable. It's really beautiful work, and I wish to thank all the students who have participated today. I thank the teachers who have helped them come up with what they have come up with. I thank the parents who supported them and those who came to see. I think the projects have been value for money, and I'm very sure that the parents are happy. And I wish to thank you for coming, and I am sure people will enjoy what you have to offer for them. Thank you very much.
Students, parents, teachers, government have a role to play. From what we have seen today, we remind ourselves that this is not just a one-step journey. It is a journey of millions of thousands of steps to ensure that we are able to get to the